In a previous video, we've been talking about neuroplasticity and memory formation, and why often when we experience new information that could be useful for us in our work or life, we often think it's interesting, but then we don't actually necessarily go back to our life and work and apply it, and therefore it doesn't actually embed. And so today I just wanted to talk a little bit about the obstacles that get in our way of actually taking that information and using it. And just in case you haven't seen any of these videos before, my name is Celine Mullins. I'm the founder of Adaptastraining, and we work with organisations and individuals internationally and in Ireland, and we've been doing that for the last 10 or 11 years. And we have recently published a series of books called the Maximising Brain Potential series, and Our Learning Brain is the first book from this series, and some of the topics that I'm talking about are from that first book. So, as I said, I really wanted to talk today about obstacles because I know myself, I go to some sort of conference or I go to a course to learn something new, I listen to a podcast, I read a book, I'm really inspired, I think that information is brilliant, I can bring that into this, that and the other, and I can change how I'm operating in certain ways. But the thing is that we go back to our day-to-day life, and firstly, we're all so busy and there's so many things to get done every day. There's so many obstacles in the way of us taking that information and applying it and embedding it. And so I want you to think about, anything that you've learned maybe recently. Maybe you've been to an event, maybe you've read a book and you thought there was useful information there, but there's obstacles that got in your way. Now the thing is, there are the obstacles that are really obvious, okay? The things like, maybe you've been having a croissant every morning for your 11s with your coffee, and you're thinking, okay, I want to start eating healthier, I want to cut out the pastries and the croissants. And then it comes to, Monday morning, and 11s comes up, and you're just in the habit of going and get that croissant, and you just think, just one more day, and it's Monday, and you know what, I didn't get to relax over the weekend, and I just need that one croissant, and tomorrow I'll get rid of them out of my life. But those obstacles keep coming up. We keep telling ourselves rational lies. Or for example, I hear this all the time, where somebody has gone to has attended a training in how to manage other people better, how to, say, have better performance management conversations, and go back to work and tell themselves, well, you know what, sure, it's worked up to this, it's been fine, and the team seem happy, so there's no point in me changing how I do things. So being conscious of the obstacles that are going to come up before we go back into that situation is really important, because we need to help our brain not go into what I call the self-protection mode. We all tell ourselves rational lies as to why we're better off doing things as we've always done them. Because, it's fine, it worked out. And our brain's subconscious operating system runs automatically, and it focuses on retaining energy and protecting us from any discomfort. It doesn't like change. So our brain tells us that change is harmful, that it's not going to be good for us. It wants to keep a certain level of homeostasis. And so what I'm saying is that the obstacles are sometimes happening consciously, I'll have that croissant again because, it's Monday morning. And the obstacles are happening subconsciously, where we don't even know they're happening, because our brain is going into that self-protection mode where it wants to keep us doing things as we've always done them, because that will keep us safe. Because our brain and our body just want to keep us safe. I mean, that's how we're even here. We've evolved to be at this point. You and I were all alive because our ancestors kept themselves safe, and our brain and body just wants to keep us safe, to keep us going. And so if we can get clear on our obstacles, the conscious ones and the unconscious ones. The unconscious ones could be things like fear of the unknown, fear of failure. Yeah, and sometimes these are, we're very conscious of these things. I don't want to do this the wrong way, but sometimes these are happening unconsciously, and we tell ourselves rational lies to stop us from doing things the new way. So think about, yourself over the next few days. What things might be getting in your way? What obstacles are there that are, at least consciously, that are stopping you from doing things differently based on the information that you have learned through the books you've been reading, the podcasts you've been listening to, the training event or conference that you've been to. And we'll talk soon more about this.